Hello, this is Susan Ashley. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I know I haven't done a recording for a while, but as I've said many times, I do them when I'm called to do them. I'm not a content creator. I actually work with people and I support people over the internet and in person. So this is not my profession to make movies or anything. So I do apologize for the fact that I don't put them out regularly, and I know that many of you would like me to. However, my priority actually is you. It's the person who's in front of me, who is reaching out to me, that needs help in their life, that requires some release, some healing. And we do this together. It's not me doing it for you. It's us co-creating together. So that's my priority. And I am very fortunate that I enjoy it. I enjoy working with people. So today I just wanted to do a very, very quick video because I know the energies are really intense and it's been a rough time for many, but I want to assure you that everything is okay. I understand a lot of shifts are happening with our DNA, whether we want it to. There are many that have gone out of their way to create a shift, and there are others that haven't. And so even if you've gone out of your way to create the shift, you're still going to be releasing things. And quite a while back, Cassandra mentioned that some of the viruses, it'll feel like a virus, but it's actually a DNA shift, or there's going to be viruses that have been created by man, which we're also experiencing. I think both is happening at the moment, and we cannot just say it's one thing. Yeah, and one of the things that she said recently that has really rang true to me, and I'm hoping that it will give you all some encouragement to choose your words, your thoughts, and your actions wisely. I do these groups, Cassandra groups, the channelings that are closed groups. They're not, put out to the public. And within those groups, a lot is spoken about that we don't wish to publicise. But one of the general things that she said is that we've been living in a period of grace, meaning we could be in black or white, dark or light. And most people are in that grey area in between. So they navigate between the two, not too far into the light, not too far into the dark. They navigate both worlds. So they can be depressed and they can be happy, They can be angry and they can be joyful. But they can also justify small things like taking something from a restaurant or a hotel room, or borrowing something from a friend without asking, the saying, the 5-finger discount, taking something from a store, telling somebody something, so lying, telling somebody something that isn't entirely true to sell an item or something like that. These are all the grey areas, and we also, that in that grey area is a lot of pain and suffering, a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. But there's also the very dark area, which we're experiencing in a big way. Hopefully, many of you don't need to experience too much of it, but in person, but we are all starting to experience it in person by the constraints being placed on us and these sort of draconian laws that are being created to put those constraints and restrictions on us from even being middle class, let alone anything above that. And we also have the light side. When it gets too much into the light, it's like just ignoring everything, right? And I'll only think about positive things, whilst underneath you're seething and you're creating illness for yourself because you're not willing to address the pain that you feel. And, this she'll be right, mate, kind of attitude, tomorrow's another day, which is all very good when you're not dealing with very, very serious matters. So what Cassandra means by this is that the period of grace, the grace of being in the grey is over as of sometime in February 2023, which means that what we're experiencing at the moment is going to get even more intense, which is also why many of you, a lot of your stuff is coming up to be cleared, because that's the shadow within, right? So shadow work is really important. The shadow within is that part of you that's lying to yourself or deceiving yourself in some way about a matter. Sorry, I've got a shadow here. It's very cold outside, so I'm doing this inside. That shadow side of yourself that is either in denial. So perhaps you've done something and you don't want to face it. Perhaps you don't easily apologize for the things that you've created that haven't been good for others. Perhaps you've been drinking and using different drugs, whether they are illegal or legal drugs. Now look at the amount of legal drugs that people are taking at the moment just to black themselves out and not have to address the shadow, which is my bear bug with a lot of practitioners, is that they are giving out drugs like candy, and then people are not addressing the real issue that's sitting inside them. And it's just going to all bubble up, and it is bubbling up for everyone. So the period of grace will be over. Get yourself in order, right? Get yourself clear. What that may mean is that anything you've done prior to that it's like a clean slate as far as your behavior, your words, your thoughts. So find ways that you can not distract yourself, but change the way that you think, because people are in huge distraction and separation at the moment, and being separate doesn't help us. There is power in being connected. Connection makes us feel safe and secure, right? When we're connected to our friends, to our family, even to an animal, it can help us to feel safe and secure. What are the systems doing at the moment? They are separating us, and they're saying your only safety and security is through them. And that's not a good place to be, right? Because they're not behaving with integrity towards you or towards anyone at this point. And very soon, they will be infighting between each other, because they sort of get to a certain level and one of them wants to be the leader in that area. So you're going to see a lot of infighting with these dark players. It's a shame to me that there's infighting with truthers and individuals like myself. It's a shame. You hear people calling people out for silly things. Yes, if that person is guilty of, let's say, sexual misconduct, especially towards a vulnerable person, then I would say call them out. But if it's just that you don't like what they teach or you don't like what they say, turn the page, scroll down, whatever you need to do. You don't really need to call them out on it. That's just a waste of time and energy at the moment. We need to put all of our time and energy into how we are, what we are responding, but also what we are putting out into the world. Because what's inside us is coming before us. And many years ago, Cassandra said, you will be creating like this, right? You'll be creating like this. This is happening for many of us right now. So that's why we have to be cautious. Contemplate what you're about to say. If you have a negative thought, then cancel that thought, but be consciously aware of what you're creating. When Cassandra said that years ago, many did, I often find that, she'll say something and then the next thing everybody's saying it, right? I don't go public with a lot of this stuff because there are other things associated with it that I don't want to put out publicly, but also, we're all getting, many people are getting the same message at the same time, because that's how Spirit wants to guide the light, right? You can't just have one person telling you everything. Then you've got this demigod situation, which we don't want, right? There has to be not one guru or a leader or anything like that. There is many, many people helping you at the moment that are in your environment. Look to them, okay? And if they can't help you, then look further. But just try to not say, oh, that person didn't help me, because, you know, I've been working in this for over 35 years now, and I find that some people come and I can only go so far with them. Then I've got to send them on to someone else, because it's not just their emotions, their spirit or their mind. It's also their physical body that's involved. And there are people that are far more qualified than me to handle that part or that aspect of that person. You are a whole environment here. You're a whole environment. And so there's never going to be one person that's the holy grail for you. There's going to be a number of people. So we don't have to put down the person that helped you to get to a certain degree, you know, a certain level of understanding and healing. Like, people come to me and they put down the person that's been helping them. And I say, hang on a minute, that person got you to me. So they may not have an expertise of what I have, and that's okay. You're just looking at a different aspect of yourself and your experience through me, right? That's all that's going on. And you did it with them. And let's be thankful for them. It's the same with your parents. Even if they're horrible parents, we don't bash them in that sense. We don't keep playing the same recording over and over and over again. We move on. So how we move on is to discuss it, to find out what is our role in it. What did it create for us? There's two sides, you know. It's like a pattern. A pattern is something you do to yourself, you do to others, and others do to you. It's a cycle. It's a circle, of existence that you may be carrying, and you need to look at all those aspects. And most people are only wanting to look at the aspects of what others have created towards them, what they did to them, and go round and around in that story. They're not willing to look at what they did also and what they did to themselves, because most of the time we find ourselves in shit situations because we feel disempowered. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick discussion, but now it's gone on. If you're interested in going deeper with your healing, then join us on our Wednesday live on YouTube at 8 p.m. Paris time. We'll start up again after the new year on the Wednesday. You can go to my webpage, lovelightandtruth.com, to find the details of how to join that group. You can also go to my Telegram page, a Telegram channel, which is Ignite the Light. And I always post the links for the Wednesday healing and the Saturday meditation, which I do on Zoom, right? So you won't find much of the Wednesday healings on YouTube because I don't leave them up. I've left 2 up now, which are very important aspects of that dark and light aspects of oneself that have both been damaged. So if you can, go to my website, go to my YouTube and go on live. Yeah, so you see videos and then you see live. You press on live. They're the live videos that I've done. And you'll see there's 2 healings last week and the week before. I don't put titles on them because normally I don't leave them there for longer than a few days. There's a reason for that. There's an energetic reason I don't. However, these 2, I was asked specifically to leave them on. The first one is about anger and the second one is about joy. And these are very deep healings. I get emails and messages from people every day regarding these healings and what has happened in their life. And I'm so grateful to hear them. I'm very grateful. So if you want to, you can do that. And the Saturday morning meditations are amazing. They're on Zoom, and you can find that also on my webpage. And they're done on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Paris time. So I'm looking forward to getting to know you all and witnessing the wonder of this world as we create our own reality faster and faster. Lots of love. Have a beautiful, beautiful season. Bye.